Geography is where the story begins. It is not where it ends. For centuries, Morocco has occupied one of the most contested and coveted crossroads on Earth, an intersection of Europe, Africa, and the Atlantic that has drawn merchants, empires, and armies across 1,000 years of history. But maps do not build nations. Vision does. Over the past 27 years, under the leadership of King Mohammed VI, Morocco has undertaken something rare in the modern world. A sustained attempt to convert a strategic accident of geography into a deliberate national project. Industry, infrastructure, human capital, and innovation were not pursued as separate policy priorities. They became instruments of a single national design. The goal, plainly stated, is to build a more competitive, more sovereign, more future-facing economy. The results are now visible from the coastlines of the Mediterranean to the empty horizons of the Deep South. Few sectors illustrate that transformation better than aerospace. 2 decades ago, Morocco's aerospace industry barely registered on the global map. Its exports in 2004 amounted to less than 1 billion dirhams, a rounding error in an industry dominated by North America and Europe. Today, those exports exceed 26 billion dirhams. The trajectory speaks for itself. Yet the figures explain only part of Morocco's transformation. Morocco has not simply grown an industry. It has assembled an ecosystem. In Nouassir, on the outskirts of Casablanca, a new aircraft engine manufacturing complex now brings together 2 of the world's leading players in the sector. A project inaugurated by the king himself. Nearby, work continues on what will soon be the largest landing systems production center on the planet. This is the physical expression of something less visible: a workforce. Over 25,000 young Moroccans, men and women, have been trained to the exacting standards this industry demands. More than 150 international companies now operate within the ecosystem they support. What began as low-tier subcontracting has become integrated, high-technology manufacturing. Aerospace demonstrates ambition. Automotive demonstrates scale. In 2025 alone, Morocco's automotive exports surpassed 154 billion dirhams. The industry now employs some 220,000 people, more than any other manufacturing sector in the country. From plants stretching between Casablanca, Tangier, and Kenitra, more than 520,000 vehicles rolled off Moroccan production lines in a single year. The country now accounts for over 52% of Africa's automotive exports. Its total production capacity has crossed 1 million vehicles annually. Its ports are no longer transit points. They have been rebuilt as logistics platforms, engineered instruments of economic strategy. No project illustrates that strategy more clearly than Tangier Med. In 2025, it handled more than 11 million containers, consolidating its position as the largest container port in the Western Mediterranean and one of the busiest logistics hubs anywhere in the world. Further east, along the same coastline, another project of comparable ambition is now taking shape. Nador West Med, with investments exceeding 50 billion dirhams, will be among the largest port infrastructures Morocco has ever built. It is scheduled to enter service in the final quarter of 2026. Beyond containers, it will host the country's first liquefied natural gas terminal, a piece of energy infrastructure with clear implications for national sovereignty. Casablanca, the kingdom's economic capital, is undergoing its own transformation. Nearly 5 billion dirhams are being invested in a modernization program that spans a new fishing port, an integrated shipbuilding complex with one of Africa's largest dry docks, and a cruise terminal designed to receive 450,000 passengers a year. Yet Morocco's most ambitious maritime project lies nearly 1,700 kilometers farther south. At the Atlantic edge of the country, at the far end of the map, Dakhla Atlantic Port is under construction. More than 2,800 workers are engaged in it daily. Completion has already passed 62%. Once operational, expected by the end of 2029, Dakhla will anchor an economic zone of nearly 1,000 hectares, built around the emerging industries of the energy transition, including exports of green hydrogen and green ammonia. It will redraw the economic geography of the kingdom. It will also, quite deliberately, open a new Atlantic outlet for the landlocked countries of the Sahel. This is the deeper logic of Morocco's Atlantic strategy, turning the coastline into a corridor of cooperation and connectivity, binding West Africa and the kingdom into a shared economic future. Nowhere is that strategy more visible than in the Nigeria-Morocco Atlantic-African gas pipeline, a 6,800-kilometer project now endorsed by the member states of the Economic Community of West African States. Projects of this scope also carry diplomatic weight. United Nations Security Council Resolution 2797, from Rabat's perspective, marks a decisive moment in the international recognition of Morocco's position on the Sahara. Ambitions of this magnitude demand the domestic infrastructure to sustain them. Morocco's road network already extends across roughly 1,800 kilometers of motorways and more than 2,300 kilometers of expressways. In preparation for the 2030 FIFA World Cup, the kingdom has committed a further 19 billion dirhams to modernize its road system and improve access to strategic infrastructure. The high-speed line linking Kenitra and Marrakech, extending the existing Tangier-Casablanca corridor, will become the spine of a Morocco traveling at 320 kilometers per hour, 430 kilometers of new track, 53 billion dirhams of investment. Just 1 year after the king launched construction, works had already advanced by 30%. By 2029, travel times across the country will be redrawn. Casablanca is at the center of what officials describe as a railway revolution. 20 billion dirhams, a new metropolitan network of 92 kilometers, and a projected 150,000 daily passengers by 2030. A new multimodal station in the south of the city, built at a cost of 700 million dirhams, will handle up to 12 million passengers a year. 48 new trains, worth 7 billion dirhams, will be manufactured domestically. All of this converges on 2030. Morocco will co-host the FIFA World Cup with Spain and Portugal. The kingdom will contribute 6 FIFA-approved stadiums to the tournament. Among them, the future Grand Stadium of Casablanca, with a capacity of 115,000 spectators, is being designed as the largest stadium in the world. But Morocco's ambitions are not confined to steel, concrete, and rail. They extend upward into architecture and culture. Mohammed VI Tower, rising on the banks of the Bouregreg between Rabat and Saleh, was inaugurated by Crown Prince Moulay El Hassan. At 250 meters, it is the tallest building on the African continent. The kingdom's cultural ambitions are equally visible nearby. The Grand Theatre of Rabat, built with an investment of 2 billion dirhams, has become one of the most ambitious cultural institutions in Africa. The measure of a nation's development is not in the end the size of its economy or the ambition of its infrastructure. It is the capacity to create, to innovate, and to project a vision that others recognize. From the industrial platforms of Tangier to the Atlantic frontier at Dakhla, from the motorways crossing the desert to the architectural silhouettes rising over Rabat, each project is a fragment of a larger design. Under the leadership of King Mohammed VI, Morocco is not simply building. It is redrawing the outlines of a national moment, one intended to strengthen sovereignty, sharpen competitiveness, and prepare the kingdom for a century still being written. Nations are remembered not for the opportunities geography gives them, but for what they choose to make of them. Morocco has made its choice, not simply to prepare for the future, but to shape it.